So my iPhone isn't dustproof. Now under the camera of my iPhone, under the glass, there's dust. I'm not 100% sure how it got there, but it looks like it might be something to do with the screen sort of coming away as the sort of glue's gotten a bit older and might have gone a bit loose. I don't think that's meant to happen, but my phone's now slightly too old that Apple will really care. So I'm going to do my best to try and see if I can fix it. Hi everyone, my name is Sam. On this channel I'm going to be doing a bunch of different videos about different tech, smart home reviews and a bunch of other stuff. So if you are interested in that kind of thing, please do click the subscribe button and click the bell to get the next video first. But let's jump into the video. Now according to Apple, they make their smartphones to be kind of waterproof. It's not fully waterproof, but they do say up to certain conditions, and one of the things that they do say is that the phones are dustproof, so dust shouldn't be getting in. Now my iPhone has dust under the camera lens. Now I was having trouble with photos on my phone. There's a photo of me that I've taken on my wife's iPhone 10 and a photo of me taken on my iPhone 10s that is a lot blurrier, and it's because of the dust that was building up. I was also having issues with my Face ID, the fact that my phone wasn't unlocking every single time and it's actually having a real trouble recognizing my face, which I don't think has changed that much in the last year, so was a bit of an issue. I think what's just happened is that I've had the phone a couple of years now. It's an iPhone XS or an iPhone 10s. I've had the phone for about 2 and a bit years, and what I think has happened is over that time the glue that sort of holds the screen onto the phone has started to come away. Not enough so that yes, you would have noticed any major difference to the phone, but just enough so that very, very slowly over time bits have gotten behind the glass. I've had an absolute nightmare trying to get this sorted. Obviously it's not that easy to go out to a shop at the moment. It's not that easy to just drive up to an Apple store, an Apple reseller, and just say, can you have a little look at it and see what the issue might be, and whether it might be able to be replaced or fixed or what cost that would be. It's just not that simple. I had a little chat with someone online, and what they said is that I'd need to mail my phone in, and I'd have to pay over £400 to mail my phone in for them to have a look at, and if they say it might be covered by something, they might give me a refund, but there's a very good chance that once they've sorted the issue and fixed it, that there won't be a refund and I'll just be £400 out of pocket. And for something as simple as just a little bit of dust over the camera, is it worth me spending half the price of a brand new iPhone and getting it repaired? Or shall I just try and have a look and see if I can fix it myself? So in this video, that's what I'm going to do. And if it doesn't work, then I'll have to try and convince my wife to let me buy a new phone, because I've just absolutely ruined my phone. Now, a bit of a warning before I go any further. If you're planning on doing what I'm about to do, you will void any warranty you might have on your phone if there's any left. Apple aren't going to take that kindly to you sort of tearing up their stuff. So don't expect them to fix any problems that you might cause by doing this. And again, I'm not going to promise you that this will work for you, and we'll see at the end of the video whether it even works for me, but this is what I'm going to do. I'm not the kind of person who will spend 60-70 quid getting all of the tools so that I can fix it myself. There's a few tools that I already happen to have for a few different reasons. There's a few ways I've sort of just winged it, so let's see how we get on. I'm going to put a couple of links to some items in the description. If you follow those links, you can get the sort of tools that I'm using, or actual proper tools instead of some of the random made up stuff that I'm using. Now for this, the only thing I actually bought that I didn't have was an air duster can. You can get them on Amazon, and you can probably get them some other places, but I'll put a link below so you can get that if you want it. Basically what it is a can of compressed air, so you can just blast the device and get rid of any dust and debris. I thought that might come in useful as it's a dust on the camera. I just happen to have the right screwdriver. A company who I bought my watch strap from, there was an issue with the strap and they sent me out a little kit to repair it. It happened to have a screwdriver that fits the iPhone little screw bolts at the bottom. However, I will also link one in the description for you. A little kit designed for you to sort of access the insides of your iPhone. Now again, I will put up a big warning. If you do this, I cannot guarantee your phone's going to survive. The first thing you need to do is you need to turn off your device. I actually forgot to do this. Whoops. So after I took the screws out, I then went and turned it off before I started heating up the phone. Now, a lot of people use a heat gun if you have one. I don't know who does, so if you have a heat gun, use that. I just borrowed my wife's hairdryer. She seemed to not be using it, so I can nick it for a little bit. It's not obviously as effective, but it does the job. And I was doing that around, and the reason I'm doing this is to heat up the glue that's sticking the front panel down to the rest of the device. Once it's nice and hot, I'm going to stick on a little suction cup. The only thing I had for a suction cup was this little basketball hoop that my daughter has for the bath, so she can play basketball in the bath. Screw going on Amazon and buying something if I already have something that might work, so stuck that on there and it's done the job. Happy days. Then you just got to slowly start to pull the screen, and as you can see, the screen starts to come loose. And once you've done that, you can get something that ideally would be plastic that you want to stick in there with a very, very thin edge that you can then start to pry the screen off of. And you slowly want to work your way around the device and get it all off sort of an even amount before you yank the rest of the screen off. Once you've done that, you can sort of give it a bit of a tug and a pull. You don't want to go too hard with things like this because there's obviously a very good chance that you might end up breaking something. So just go a little bit easy, don't tug too hard, but it will require a little bit of force. Once I got the whole side up, as you can see, the inside of my device had been getting a little bit dirty. And as you can see on the inside of those, on the inside of the glass for the cameras, it was just completely covered up. Now, considering this is a sealed off device that's meant to be waterproof, it wasn't. It was obviously not functioning in that way. So I gave it a bit of a dust with the old air duster. Now, the air duster could do only so much, and this is something that I was sort of a little bit worried about. I didn't want to go in and actually cause any damage to the lenses, but again, I didn't have anything on hand that I could clean the inside with other than the air duster. It was brilliant for getting out the majority of everything on there, but it just wasn't getting out the bits that were stuck to the glass. So I would recommend using a cotton swab. I didn't have one to hand, so all I did was I got a toothpick and I wrapped it in tissue. I do not recommend doing this. It probably will end up causing damage, but it's all I had to hand, so I thought, screw it, let's just give it a go and get this done. I would probably recommend a cotton swab if that's what you want to do. Just don't go in with anything wet. You don't want to cause any damage to the device. So I shut everything up, clipped it all back together, warmed it back up with the hairdryer just to soften that glue again, and then clamped it down really hard. What you can't see on camera is after I finished, I actually clamped down the phone for quite a while, probably an hour or two, underneath some weight, just to make sure that the glue set back and everything was kept together. Put the screws back in and I was done. Now, the question you probably have was, did it work? Was it easy? Again, I'm very surprised at how easy it was. As long as you have the right tools, you have the screwdriver and you can get into the phone, it is fairly easy to do. It's nothing sort of major. Again, if your phone's in warranty, just take your phone. I wouldn't recommend doing this. I'd recommend going and having a chat to someone from Apple. Because I couldn't get to the Apple store because of coronavirus and the fact that we're constantly in and out of lockdowns, and the fact that the only way I'd be able to do it is mailing it in and paying over £400. I didn't want to do that. I knew I wasn't in warranty. I knew the chances of them actually replacing it were probably very slim, so I thought, you know what, let's just give it a go. But really what we want to find out is, did it work? Good news, guys. Just got back from the Apple store, got my brand new iPhone 12, and the camera on it's amazing. Never looked better. No, I'm only kidding. The fix worked perfectly. I mean, the dust is gone, and I put up a photo just to compare what it was like before I fixed it and what it was like afterwards. And I've probably done stuff that you're sort of cringing about, like the toothpick and the tissue, and I wouldn't recommend doing that. But even with doing that, it's worked a treat. I don't feel like I need to go buy another iPhone. So guys, if you like the video, please like the video, subscribe to see more, and hopefully one day I'll actually be able to afford to replace my phone when it breaks. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.